This morning started off normal, just like any other morning. And then me and my wife got in the car, just like any other morning. I went to drive to take her to work, just like any other morning. We went down to the roundabout, just like any other morning. And then, as we were going past the petrol station, we see a car parked on the other side of the road. And then we notice a guy on the floor attending to another guy on the floor. Then we recognise that guy. The guy was laying there unconscious. So we pulled over, without even thinking, we pulled over into the petrol station and went to give help. Not knowing how we could help or if we could help. This was an elderly guy. And we recognised him just from where we used to live. He used to always be walking down the street. Every single day he would go to the shops, these same shops he was outside of. And he would yell, "Good morning" to you in his lovely Norfolk accent. A really nice guy that seemed to be happy. Although a little bit deaf because you're only a foot away from when he would yell to you. But he was laying there, just lifeless. There's a guy checking for his pulse, my wife checking for his pulse. Cold, the wind is just freezing. We've just had snow. And nobody really knew what to do. They just done it. Acting off of instinct, this guy is there lifeless. His eyes are open and there's no life in them. I was scared. My wife was scared. The people around were scared, but just acting on instinct. The guy helping was in the fire service. His daughter was on the phone to the ambulance. So there was 4 of us, and then all of a sudden there was people coming with blankets. The guy was still cold. I gave him my hoodie, little help that done with how cold it was. There was a person in the charity shop came out, and then she went and got a coat for him. He's still laying there unconscious, and then suddenly he starts breathing. Just it comes out. But then he's lifeless again. Trying to do CPR on him, this guy in the fire service, and what can we do? Then suddenly the police come. We notice a defib on the wall. But this defib, you have to ring the services. So we ring 999. What service do you want? I just want the code for the defib because a man is dying over here. There's 3 police officers coming and we need to get this defib out. I need to put you through to a service. Okay, ambulance. And then we get through to the ambulance. I need to know if the person is breathing. No, he's not breathing. I need to get the defib, so please give me this code. And then the estate agent opened up. The guy said, "Do you need the code for the defib?" He runs in to get it. And then the code wasn't working. And what happened next was kind of weird, because when they say you're going to be okay when you need it and you will have the strength, I just pulled on the defib, the door. The woman couldn't open it with putting the code in that didn't work. And I apologised to public service or anything like this, but it broke it open. The plastic glass thing smashed and the door opened and the defib was released. We gave it to the policeman. Turns out the next policeman had one in their car anyway. But we really thought that was it for this guy. There was nothing we could do and we were helpless. But all around there were people wanting to help. There was a team of superheroes there wanting to help. No masks, no capes, no special abilities apart from being human and being in the general public. I knew where the guy lived because he lived about 3 or 4 doors away from where we used to live. So I got in the police car with the policeman, we drove to his house, and it turns out it isn't actually his house. This guy was such a caring person, he would walk 2 miles every single day without fail, come rain, come snow, come sleet, come any weather, to go and care for his sister, who was older than him. All the time we thought he actually lived there. All the time this guy is lying lifeless. Nobody even knew his name, apart from he is the happy guy. The guy that is there every single day. The guy that people can say hello to and you'll get shouted at back because he is a little bit deaf. We then go knocking to the neighbours and find out his name is Tommy. His sister there is Margaret. And then the policeman says they've got adrenaline into him. We've got that on the radio. He seems to be breathing now. His sister is aware. Let's go back to the scene. We go back to the scene and he's been put into the ambulance. Who's finally there. There's an air ambulance car, there's an ambulance, there's a paramedic, there's 3 or 4 police cars. The road is completely blocked. But this guy is now breathing 16 breaths a second. The policeman told us this just before we left and said thank you. We didn't know what we actually done, but we'd done it. When the time was right, when the time was needed, we stepped up. You don't want a pat on the back for that. It's just being a human being. If someone had told me that would happen today, I would have panicked. But you just act off of instinct. But it made me think. It made me step back and actually think about the team I have around me. These human beings that have stepped up to be my mentors, to be my coaches, to be my friends, to be my family. Have you got the right team around you? I've got a health coach, I've got a business coach, I've got mentors that advise me on really great things that I trust in their words. I trust in their work. And yes, I did say I have a health coach. I have someone from the outside looking in because health is my responsibility. Just like your health is your responsibility to put in the work for your health, it means you get the best out of your business. I'm not going to push this into a sales pitch or anything like that. It is not the time and it is not the place. However, if you do want to talk about your health, on how to optimize your health, you do not have to be alone. Simply click the DM, drop a comment on this video, send me a message or go to my website revitalizationblueprint.com or just contact me, Ollie at revitalizationblueprint.com, and let's talk. Health is something you can't take for granted. Yes, this guy was old, is old. Yes, he may have had an amazing life and is still living that life thanks to the team he had around him at that time. A team that actually didn't know his name until the very last minute. They had already done the work. Ask yourself this. When it matters, have you got the right team around you? If not, what can you do to change that?